My name is Nemisio Rokongera Raitumbu. I'm a final year student at the Department of Informatics in the Institute of Technology, Sepuluh November in Surabaya, Indonesia. Today I will be discussing my final project. The title of my final project is a travel information system in Fiji. A travel information system would play a vital role in planning the perfect trip while on business or a personal tourist visit to Fiji. Fiji Island is one of the tourist destinations that in the list of the travelers because of its friendly people and heavenly tropical island and the Pacific paradise. The main purpose of this flight system is to help the individual to manage customers' domestic flight. The proposed system is to make necessary travel arrangements and to retrieve information easily. As in Fiji, it is one of the top destinations for tourists in the world, and the government has invested a lot of money into the tourist industry for the construction of many hotels to attract tourists to choose Fiji as their holiday destination. Therefore, the main purpose of this is to help individuals to manage customers' flight. The system can also be used for both professional and business trips. The goal of this final project is to implement a travel information system in Fiji for easy booking of domestic flight around Fiji Island. The methodology that was used in this project, it consists of several chapters. I have 6 chapters in this final project, which is chapter 1, the introduction, chapter 2, the literature review, chapter 3, the analysis and design, chapter 4 is the implementation, chapter 5, trials and evaluations, and chapter 6, the conclusion and the recommendations. The literature review. The literature review is the review of the application that was used in this final project, the program that are used in this final project. A REST IP is an application program interface IP that is used HTTP requests to get or to post and delete data. So a resultful of AP is also referred to as a resultful web services. It is based on the representational state transfer, the REST technology, an architectural style and approach to communications often used in web services development. The second application or program is Laravel. As we all know, Laravel is a free open source PHP web framework. And we have a Vue.js. Vue.js is a simple and minimal progressive JavaScript framework. Vue.js was used in this project as in the mobile interface. It was used in mobile interface in this application. A database is an organized collection of data generally stored and accessed electronically from a computer system, and MySQL was used in this final project. And also PHP hypertext preprocessor was used, and also the MVC. The MVC is a model view controller. So it is a software design pattern commonly used for developing user interface, which divides the related program logic into 3 interconnected elements. The 3 interconnected elements are the model, the view, and the controller. The model is the central component of the pattern, and the view is a representation of the information such as a diagram, a chart, table, and etc. And the controller is to accept the input and convert it into command for the model view. In the analysis, the design of this system represented by various unified modeling language called UML. And we have the software requirement specification. Software requirement specification, and then we have the functional requirements. The functional requirements including we have create travel destination, update travel destination, view travel destinations, and so on. And then we have the actors. The actors are the admin and the customer who are using the system, which the admin create the destination updates, view, manage users, and view dashboard. Whereas in customer, they register, they log in, they search for the travel destination, they manage their booking cart, do the payment, and so on. The user diagram. The user diagram shows how the admin and the customer can use the program, how the admin create, update, and how the customer use to register to log in into the system. And we have the designs. The design, it's how we use how the system are designed, what are the application used in designing this program. As we already discussed in the REST, we use IP. REST IP is used with Laravel. It's built in with Laravel that are used in this project. So as we can see that from the database, and then we have the web application, and then we have the two mobile applications, and there's a REST IP in between. So this REST IP is act as a gate, so all the information has to go through to the REST IP and then to the application and vice versa. So the RESTful web service allows the requesting system to access and manipulate textual representations of web resources by using a uniform and predefined sets of stateless operation. So an IP is an application program interface. It is a set of rules that allow programs to talk to each other. The developer creates the IP on several and allows the client to talk to it. And we have a class diagram designs where we have the destination controller, and then we have the controller, and we have the REST IP. We also use the interface design. The interface designs used based on the cases that we have been designed. And the database also have design database. Database is designed to display in the form of conceptual data model and physical data model. As we can see, we have the users, the destination orders, destination order, category destination, and the categories. And we have the key, the primary key, and how they interconnected. The implementations. In this chapter, we discuss the implementation of the system based on the business process that has been explained before. So the implementations environment, so the devices and its specifications, and also the implementations of the user interface. Whereas in the desktop user interface, we use IP built with Laravel, and the mobile user interface, we use Vue.js. And the implementation of the program used on MVC. So this MVC is a built-in with Laravel, and also we use the blade and view format file to represent the user interface. So the user interface that using blade file is creating using MVC pattern. We see the implementations, the models. We see the models in the implementation. So where the controller, we have the controller, and we have the model directory, and we have the view directory. So the three components that are usually implemented in this project is the controller, the model, and the view structure. The testing and evaluations. So this chapter requires the testing and evaluation of the system and the testing environment and the trial scenarios. And to conclude, in order to complete this final project, few steps were taken into consideration, including all the chapters that was discussed, and comes to the final project booklet. And web service use two methods to process the data, which is the get data from database, and the post data from the database. So this final project is using REST IP and consisting of front-ended and back-ended. So the front-ended usually shows the view, the web, using Vue.js, while the back-ended in the data from the database are transferred text only using MySQL database. So it can be concluded that travel information system in Fiji conceptualization promises to provide a firm base for web application development at the initial stage of design. So it is possible to integrate this system approach with current methods of software development process. So the travel information system in Fiji is user-friendly and still allowing researchers to improve in the future. Lastly, the recommendations is the suggestion for the better future research in the final project was completed in a short time. It would be highly recommended for a good project. More time was given. The future researchers would be able to complete the payment process by producing flight tickets and itinerary. Need to explore further needs in coding with the relevant user for future system development. And lastly, it would be strongly recommended that future research explore more on this project to develop a good international information system for both flights and hotels. And before we end this presentation, I will also be including a demo on this on the system itself. Thank you.